Whoosh! Hello everyone and welcome to Backtolandandco. Money is a very delicate issue for many people. This could be so contentious that instead of managing your money, people will avoid the topic altogether and solely focus on earning and spending it. In short, there are two types of people, those who increase their wealth and those who lose it. In this video, I'll be sharing with you 7 money mistakes you must avoid at all costs. And if you're new to this channel, consider hitting the subscribe button down below for more life-changing content. Let's get started. The truth is, keeping money is a lot harder than making it. It is uncommon to see people who come into wealth through inheritance, lottery or other windfall and lose it in a short amount of time. A good example of someone who earned a ridiculous amount of money but lose it all is the famous boxer Mike Tyson. He earned over $300 million in his career. In 2003, he declared bankruptcy and was reported to be more than $20 million worth of debt. Needless to say, the money mistake can happen to anyone, and this mistake can cripple you financially, no matter how much money you make. Number 1. Spending more than you make. This can be very tempting, especially for young adults. It would be tempting to blow your money away when you are making a consistent income. Buying new cars, moving into a new house, and flying first class are all appealing things to do. But the problem with them is that you tend to end up living from paycheck to paycheck if your income cannot cover those expenses. These issues can be like a lifestyle inflation, whereby an increase in earning will cause you to increase your living expenses, and increase in paycheck should not want you to increase your cost of living. However, the majority of people feel they should reward themselves once they get paid. Instead, this cash flow should be redirected into prolonging your wealth through investment and acquiring of assets. Probably the biggest reason that people spend beyond their means is to impress others. They spend because their self-esteem is low, and without these material goods, they feel inadequate in comparison to others. But this is flawed thinking. As Dave Ramsey says, we buy things we do not need with the money we do not have to impress people we do not like. Many of us are all guilty of this, but once you learn to delay gratification to forget about impressing people, you will then be able to grow financially. Be smart, create a budget, and track your spending to ensure you avoid spending more than you make. Number 2, not investing wisely. Investment can be really tricky, and many people put their money into things based on tips from friends or a strong conviction that the price of popular stock will keep going up. One type of asset that everyone seems keen on these days is real estate. Many people think that once they own a property, that they will be financially set. They think that every month the rent payment will just start rolling in and their income will exponentially increase. Unfortunately, this is not always the case. Sometimes tenant means rent payment, appliances break down, or the value of the property decline. Like all type of investment, there is risk involved. But for the wise investor, the key to making the asset produce a reliable stream of income is to obtain a proper knowledge about a particular market or product before putting their hard-earned money into the adventure. In short, make sure to do adequate background work on whatever it is you want to get into, and not just because friends are making money from it or sales agent told you about the great benefit it has to offer. Number 3, following get rich quick scheme. Getting rich quick scheme are one of the surest way to lose your money. As the saying goes, quick money brings you quick problem, and following money scheme is bound to get you in trouble. Get rich quick scheme including Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, babajebu, bomulelanta, and other more money overnight offers are all set up to make the schema originator rich by taking your hard-earned money. If you are looking into a new business venture and see opportunities that promise high return and small risk, then tread with caution. Think of it this way: if it takes you 20 years in your career to save 200,000 and a new investment saying that you can make that amount of money in a year, then if it was legitimate, wouldn't everybody be doing it? In short, when it comes to making money fast, always employ your best judgment before signing on a dotted line. Number 4, not having an emergency fund. Let's face it, life doesn't always go the way we plan it, and sometimes you need cash in order to rectify the situation you are in. For instance, your car could suddenly stop working, you could lose your job, or your washer could break down. Unfortunately, just about everything in life costs money, which is why not having an emergency fund set aside is a critical money mistake. Sadly, a 2019 Federal Reserve study found that almost 40% of American adults would not be able to cover a $400 emergency with cash, savings, or credit card charge that they could pay off quickly. Luckily, you do not have to be one of these people. Having an emergency fund could be easy to set up. All you have to do is set up a 10% automatic deduction from your pay with your employer, which will send a portion of your paycheck into the emergency savings account. But how do you know when you've saved enough? Most financial gurus recommend you accumulate 6 months worth of living expenses. But if you want to be extra cautious, then 1 year worth is a great goal to set. Number 5, having one source of income. For most people, having one source of income is a way of life, and this income usually comes in form of wages, salaries. Unfortunately, jobs are not secure as people perceive them to be. In fact, in 2020 alone, US businesses laid off more than 100 million of people. Meaning, if your job was the only way you made money, all of a sudden, your cash inflow will come to an halt. When it comes to income sources, you need to think of yourself as a tree. Do trees grow fruit from one branches? The answer is simply no. They have different branches producing flowers and fruit, and so should you. You should keep developing and learning new ways to let your income work for you. This is not only wise, but a safe way to help you sleep at night. Number 6, relying heavily on credit card. For many people, credit card can be a convenient tool for making purchases, but for others, they can be one-way ticket to debt. Although you need credit card for some businesses' application, but relying on them heavily can ruin you financially. The use of credit card promotes the impulse of buying. It gives you the mentality that you can afford anything and everything all within an easy swipe. In fact, in 2001, MIT study found that shoppers spend up to 100% more than using their credit card to pay instead of cash. So, if you find yourself uncontrollably spending on credit, form an habit of paying with cash instead. When you pay by cash, you physically handing over money, and seeing the depletion in your wallet will make you feel the financial impact of the purchase much more than when you swipe your credit card. Number 7, saving rather than investing. When you keep money in the bank, it loses value over time due to inflation. However, when money is invested wisely, it grows. It's that simple. The people who are scared to take risks are people who save their money and leave it to erode over time. The only money you should be leaving in your saving is money for living expenses and your cash emergency fund. In short, you have to save to invest, not save for the sake of saving. Money saved without an actual plan will end up being used on things that are not worthwhile. For instance, when you leave money in the bank, you will become tempted to spend it on material goods like new car, new clothes, or entertainment. Instead, you should be getting that money to work for you by investing it, whether in form of stocks, real estate. All these avenues offer a ways of making new stream of income, which is much more financially lucrative than letting your money devalue when it's sitting in the bank. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and as always, don't forget to smash the like button. God bless you, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.